Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and it's Sunday, so I'm here with Scrap-lift Crafternoon, a hop where me and my friends find a layout that inspires us and we scrap lift it. This scrap lift is from Instagram and it is catching 1000 moments, and the information will be linked below. It is such a gorgeous layout. So I have these two pictures from my daughter's birthday party yesterday, at least yesterday to the day that I was creating this layout. And I used my Cricut to go ahead and cut out these little daisies as well as these little leafy bits. And then I'm going to use 3 of my Flare Hut Flare for February from the Things I Love collection. And I have this Paper Studio paper that I've had for a long time. And I'm going to use some of that as well as the specialty paper. I believe my sister bought this for me in early 2000 something. So I've had it for a while and need to get it used. So I thought this would be the perfect opportunity. And I will have to say, I love the way this turns out. So I brought in these stickability stickers I don't end up using, spoiler alert. And then I have these few little leftover bits from These Days by Coco Vanilla. It's just like 2 or 3 or 3 or 4 embellishments, and then some of the foam titles and little floral bits. So that's all I have from that, and that's really all I end up using. So I have my papers, my embellishments, and my cut files, my flare, my pictures, and this layout. So let's see how this goes. So the first thing I did was take this scallopy paper and I'm going to attach that down. And I wanted the top to have a pretty much the same white space as the sides. So I tack that down. I'm just using my tear and tape because y'all don't need to see me tape it. So I just do that off camera. And then I do the same thing with the bottom part of this heart paper, and then I'm just going to tear it very similarly to the inspiration layout, and leaving that white torn look because that gives that more contrast from the heart paper to the red. And of course I still have the ability to pull that down so that I can do some tucking, and then I'll adhese that later when I'm done. And it was weird not to try and back these or color these, but I love the stark white on this dark red. And then I'm going to kind of finagle these little green ones because I want them to be pretty much where the yellow ones are in the inspiration sketch. So I just move them around a little bit, and I'm going to cover, put the flower over some of them and under some of them. I just love the way that these look on here. And so I just am going to use some Nuvo Deluxe in a little bit to get those down. But first I'm going to kind of dry run where I want to put everything and then see what else I want to bring in. And after I put down These Days collections, things that I had left over, I really didn't feel like I needed anything else. And so I just left it with what I had. I bring in a couple of little this and that's of things, but mostly from what I've got. So I have this little, it's a woman and what I would assume is her child sitting on a couch reading a book. Does it have anything to do with what we're doing? No, we're at a restaurant, but it's my daughter in that picture with me. And I can't tell you how many times I spent lots of quality, moments with her reading and things like that. So I felt like it was fitting and I wanted to put that on here, and I put it down here to where it's coming up over the picture a little, but all it's covering is part of her shirt. So I'm okay with that. And then there's a stack of books that I originally wasn't going to put on there, and I thought no, because it ties in that bit. And like I said, this is our story, and I am perfectly fine with using the books. So after I kind of dry run everything, I am now going to use, like I said, my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to put down the 3 flower bouquets and the 3 little leafy bits. And I decided to do them in green, even though there's not any green on here at this point. And really the green I do bring in is not even the same color. But I'm okay with that because I kind of like the fact that it was popping off the page. I could have done it in a pink because that's kind of what they did on this inspiration layout. They used the yellow like is down in the bottom, and I could have done that, found a pink that was similar to one of the hearts, but I just like that pop of green up there. And so after I get those down, I'm going to start building the cluster on the bottom. Now, as you can see up in the top left corner, at least a little bit, I have matted my pictures on white to brighten them, and then on black so that there's that contrast between the flowers and that pink paper with my background paper. And so I feel like that helps pop that out. Plus, I'm already going to have a little black on here from some of the embellishments. The one that says bloom where you're planted, and then the other one that says these are the best times, the best of times. And then I'm using a little word phrase that says sweetheart. So I thought having the black background will also help bring that out and make everything kind of cohesive. So I put the books over here, and then I'm going to put down the little strip that says these are the best of times, and I'm going to make sure to put that right underneath that left or that right picture. And that bloom where you're planted is over there directly under the picture of my daughter, or it's about to be. Haven't gotten that far. Look at me talking too fast. So I do love, love, love the way this layout turns out. I've been a little intimidated by it. I don't know why. I was telling one of the other ladies that I felt maybe it's because I've just been creating a lot over this weekend. My goal was to get done with what I needed to do for February by the weekend before. So it is currently President's Day, or the 20th of February, and my goal was to try before going back to work tomorrow to get all of these layouts that I've got for hops and things done so I could start on 30 days of sketches. And by March, because I'm going on vacation the last day of March and the first week of April, and I want to make sure that I have all my stuff uploaded because I have FOMO. I have a fear of missing out. And so I want to be a part of all the hops and all the things because I love it, and it encourages me and inspires me. And so I didn't want to miss any of that. So I'm not stressing myself out though, because I refuse to let scrapbooking stress me out, you all, because then what's the point? It's my mental health break. So after I decide, back to the layout, so I decided that I want to title this Love You, and then I really did want to change that to be Love You So I went ahead and added it, even though it's a different font, really. I just, because there's curly cues in the O, I felt like it was fine. And I do love the way that it looks, and I think that it's super cute and, of course, very fitting because I do love her and all those people at the table, which is my sister, brother-in-law, my nephew, and then on the other side is my mom and me and my daughter, and then back in the background is her boyfriend. And it was, we were celebrating his birthday as well because his birthday was just a couple days ago. Her birthday was back in December, but my mom and then my sister had COVID, and so we kind of put off celebrating. So I have now laid down all of the flair. I used some fun foam from Walmart to even those out and put those down. And then I brought out some Park Lane enamel dots in a couple shades of pink. I think it's actually 3 shades of pink. And so I'm just clustering those around by the flare. And I did end up taking some of the little black leafy bits from the These Days collection and put those up in the floral clusters, which is something different that they have not done in the inspiration piece. But I did put a few down at the bottom by some of the flare as well, if it would work. So now I was getting ready to do the layout share, and then I realized that there is some splattery bits down at the bottom, so I wanted to do that. And it looks like there's probably some mixed media up on the top part too, or it was mixed media paper or something. It looks like almost like snowflakes because there's white in the background, but I did not do mixed media up there. I do love the stark difference between that dark red and the white florals, so I was happy with that. But I did use some Distress Oxide spray in black soot and some Delusion shimmer spray in white linen to tap out on the bottom. So here are the close-ups. I would love it if you would go to Instagram, if you're on Instagram, and check out Catching 1,000 Memories 1,000 moments, sorry, and her information is all going to be below, as well as the playlist for all the lovely ladies who are hopping along this week. I'm not 100% sure who it is, but I know that they will be inspirational and fabulous. So I would love to hear from you all in the comment section below, and I hope that you all will come back again to see me tomorrow. Have a fabulous day, and happy scrapping!